Hi everyone, Matt and Steph here. It's a cold, well it's not really that cold, but it's a rainy day here in Florida. It's been a rainy few days. I think we've got probably like 4 or 5 inches of rain just in the past couple days. It's been pretty brutal. So we've got a little break in the weather here, and we're going to take a walk around the property and just check on everything, make sure everybody's doing okay. And while we're out there, we're going to go ahead and give you a little tour of our rainwater collection system that we have out at the goat barn. So if you're interested in seeing it, come on along with us. I'm the worst with that. Come on along with us. What the hell does that even mean? So anyways, with the rain, we made this little thing. This used to be a chicken structure. You've probably seen this in previous videos. That's how the chickens got in and everything. But all those chickens ended up dying. Some were carried away by hawks. Something else, maybe it might have been foxes, got them. So anyways, we put it down here so Sophie could go in there and keep dry. And she's been using it a little bit, right?
Yeah, I saw her in it yesterday. When it was pouring, I came out here to check on the goats and everything, and she was just snuggled up in there, laying in there, so...
In her little blanket?
She went in.
Yeah, so she's just starting to use it, and it was really pouring before she even went in. She has made herself little structures, which I'll show you after, but right now this is what we're trying to get her used to. Okay, well here's a new development. This is not how I usually build fences with, what do you call these things? Tie downs, ratchet straps, and 2x4s. Actually that's a 2x6, but this guy right here, this greasy looking fellow named Rebel, decided that, well he's actually got a nice little routine down now where he steps on the fence, he puts all his weight on the fence until it's low enough and then he jumps it. So on Christmas morning, I found him in the garden going through all Steph's vegetables. And this little one back here, this scary looking guy, he's all fluffy, weird looking, but he's pretty good. He doesn't try to escape. That's Jet. He just runs away. But this guy here, he's trouble. And so he jumped the fence right here. So on Christmas morning, in my slippers, I came out and put these metal bars in, and then I put this 2x6 up, and this leans to the side, so I had to ratchet strap that up, because if this leans too much, he'll push right through the gate. He stinks. He is greasy. That's all his own pee on him, urine. And anyways, so that's what happened on Christmas. Looks like I left my little sledgehammer here. Pick that up on the way back. You got a sad sack over there crying because we're getting ready to head out to the barn. He'll wait there patiently. So this path here is how we get to the goat barn. Here's our girls, come to greet us by the front. Hi, what are you doing? You're cute. Maggie, Miss Maggie with her tongue hanging out. Miss Daisy, she's the troublemaker. The shy one in the back, Lily. And then we've got Lola. Lily, was she the one that was the goat earrings model?
Yeah, her and Lola and Lily are the mini Nubians.
That brown and white one there was the model or the idea for or the inspiration for the goat earrings that we had manufactured, and we sell them on, I think, eBay and Mediocre Manor. Can I show your ears real quick? Are you wearing them?
Yes.
See if I can get a close up on this.
We sell them on thefancygoat.com.
It's not really focusing. Thefancygoat.com if you're interested in these.
They're sterling silver.
Sterling silver earrings. And that's it right there. And that's modeled after this pretty girl. And the reason that we had those made was basically because Stephanie wanted a pair and they didn't exist anywhere. Nubian goat earrings didn't exist. Who would have thought? Now they do. So this is it. How big do you think this barn is? We had just talked about it recently.
I think I was guessing that it was probably like 36 by 40 or 50 maybe.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. This was here when we bought the property. It was a big reason for us buying it. Without that, we wouldn't have had any space. We pretty much have no building space.
Right.
So anyways, this is it. It's got a metal roof, which is the reason why we decided to do water collection out here. And 4 stalls, 3 of which we use for junk right now. Open air stalls. You can see every stall does not have a roof other than the barn roof. Right now that's an old kitchen. That's our old kitchen and countertops that I'm saving for if we ever need one for one of our rental homes that we like to do. Over here in this stall, we've got some flooring from the old house there and kayaks. All that wood over there is for if there's a hurricane. Every one of those fits our windows. And then this stall actually has a window there. What else do we have? This stall here is where I keep scrap wood, and I also have a drill press set up over there, but it's mainly just scrap wood, and I kind of need to clean up my scrap wood pile down there. It kind of collapsed, but it's all plywood and 2x6s and things like that. It keeps those dry. And this one here is where we keep the goats. And so if you see the other ones, the other stalls all were open, and the door was just like a half door. And then when we decided to put the girls in here, I covered this door with railings. And then my father and I put this up one winter just to kind of prevent anything from jumping in there. So the rainwater collection system that we have here, pretty basic. And this is it. As you can see, this side of the barn is metal and the roof is fairly clear. And so what we had actually originally done was built this on the other side of the roof. My father Tim and I built these brackets out of wood. You can see them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's about 9 or 10 of them. And in order to make it so that the gutter could fit, we had to bump them out a little bit. Probably can't see. Using 2x6s so that they stood out far enough. And we also had to cut them at an angle. But anyways, we originally put all that up on the other side, and because of that big tree up there, within a couple weeks they were clogged with leaves. So after my father left and went back to Massachusetts, I had to come out here another day and move them all from the side that we originally put them on over to this side. And then when I moved them, I guess I put them on too far away from the roof, because a few months later Harry decided to finish the water project that we had started, and the water just wasn't really catching. I guess the water would run into the gutters. I think it was during a light rain, but during a heavy rain it would just overshoot it. So very interesting. I thought there was some sheet metal in there. There's sheet metal in there that covers that gap, and that was Harry's solution to the water. Oh, there it is. You can kind of see it if I block the sun out, this sheet metal between the gutter and the barn, and that's just to catch all the water. And so, like I said, Harry came out here a couple months ago and finished it. Basically just finished putting this downspout up, but the best thing that he did for us was to install the water pump. And so he just basically got a dipstick in here connected to some 1/2-inch PEX, and then that goes underground right there, and then pops back up over here on the other side of the opening, and it goes inside, which Steph will show us now.
So if we come in this first room, it's kind of dark, but over here in the corner, we have the pump over here. So the water comes in from over here, then travels up to the 12-volt pump right there.
Yep, tiny little battery and a SureFlow water pump. Start again.
So the water comes up through the pump and through this 3-phase filtration system before it travels on over to the goats.
Yep. It's charged with a little tiny solar panel. You got the tiny little controller there, and then tiny little battery that I still need to get another one so that Harry can take that battery back because he grabbed that from something. Can't remember what. This is like our hay storage area for the girls, and everything is just covered in dust. We didn't realize that when we first bought it, that this would happen. Everything's just covered in dust, so everything out here is pretty much destroyed. But the PEX goes right over the hay and into the girls' stall, and we'll show you how that works. That was also in a previous video, but why not, right?
So basically I can just grab one of their water buckets, just come over and turn it on right from there. Much easier than hauling 5-gallon buckets of water from the house.
Yeah, which is what you used to do.
Which is what I did for over a year.
Yep.
It's very convenient. And the water comes out really clean going after it goes through all those filters and everything, so.
And the girls like it. And then outside is this camper is where Steph's brother lives, and so he's got a connection here where it kind of just connects right up to his camper, and he has water now in his camper. And oh, the solar panel. There's the little panel right there, just hanging on the side, and it works enough to charge that battery. So far it's been good.
That's all it needs. Yeah, it hasn't died at all.
Nope. And we have these buckets that we don't use anymore, which I guess we could use if we had to. They're pretty much full. There's been so much rain. That one is full, and this one is about 3/4 full. So maybe we'll move those out to the outdoor kitchen. We always wanted to put a rainwater collection system at the outdoor kitchen in case of emergency, so we could probably use that.
Alright, so now we're going to head over to the cabin to see how the solar system is doing there with all the rain and cloudy weather that we've been having lately.
Here's 2 of our beehives, and one of them has a pretty good amount of activity for a cloudy day. Here we are. Amy had to run the generator again today because it's been so cloudy. Just not pulling in much electricity, and what we've been doing recently is we leave the generator right by the door here so that when she wants to, she can just come open the door, start the generator, and if it's pouring out, the generator doesn't get soaked and all wet and everything. So, oh yeah, not looking very good. Not too good at all. He's smiling, so he's got some juice. She'll probably come back outside later and run that generator again. Just to boost it. So normally we just walk the property and just check everything. And we'll come out here to the cabin just to make sure everything's okay. We don't do it as much now because Amy's here. But then we've got, you know, the rainwater collection system here. I'll usually check underneath here, make sure the battery's all secured. And I don't know, you just never know. Animals are trying to make little nests or something. I check this. I sprayed for hornets a couple times this summer. Then I always just, you know, we look at the fence line, make sure the fence line's secure. Make sure nothing really damaged it. Sometimes a tree falls or something, I don't know. But every couple months, you know, we kind of just check. And out here behind the cabin, we do have a fence, luckily. That's a sign of our pig. She comes out this far. She's been rooting for vegetables out here. That means Sophie's been here. But it's really thick woods out here behind the cabin. Very thick. Roof looks good. Everything looks secure. This area over here, sometimes the dogs get through, so I'll check in there and make sure that that fence is looking good. And of course we always scan the ground for tracks, make sure nobody's been snooping around. But all this disturbance here is from the pig, like that. And this. These are little Piper prints. Right there. Normally I would think that a dog had been out here, and I guess I would be correct. A little rat terrier has been in the area. Here's some Sophie damage over here. This looks like to be from today. That's pretty much what she does, is just get a little snout down there and try to find roots that she can eat. So this is Sophie's structure that was lost in the storm. That tarp over there used to be suspended over this. And this is what she built herself. She did this. A little pile of leaves and that old tarp. And then she crawls under there so she's nice and warm. But during all the wind, we lost the top. And I don't know if we're going to be putting it back or not. Are we planning to put that back?
Yeah, I think we should put it back, but we probably should screw it down to the wood on the bottom so that it can't pop off as easily.
You want to do it now?
No.
No? Okay. And then the other thing we do is come look for eggs. This is our main chicken coop now. And we're going to have to clean this tomorrow. But this is where they spend the night and their days. No eggs today. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of eggs in the top. Can you carry them all? Yeah, what's been happening is they've been sleeping in these laying boxes. And so, some of them are just full of poop. We'll have to come clean this.
My process for the eggs is any of them that look clean, don't have anything on them, I just stick right in the carton. And then I only wash the ones that have like poop on them or something gross.
Like these ones? They'll get washed?
They look kind of nasty.
Yep.
So I just rinse them under cold water.
And then they're good to go?
Then I just dry them off and throw them in the fridge.
Alright, we're back indoors. What are you doing?
I am making potatoes to have with our pot roast.
Nice. What kind of potatoes?
Crispy potatoes, because your favorite.
Yeah, you make good crispy potatoes. What's the secret?
The secret is that you have to coat them, I like toss them in olive oil.
Yeah.
And then bake them for like an hour and a half or 2 hours.
Dang.
Yeah.
Nice and crunchy.
Yep, so they're nice and crispy on the outside.
Yeah, those are my favorite. And also we have in the crock pot beef.
So what's for dinner?
Yep, tonight anyways. It's going to be good. We'll make some gravy, mashed potatoes, maybe some bread.
Crispy potatoes.
Crispy potato. Oh yeah, crispy. You just told me that. There's Stella. And there's Stephanie's, Stella, get out of the way. We're showing something. Wonderful new Christmas socks.
Yeah.
From her mother-in-law, my mom. Handmade them. Are they comfortable?
Yeah, they're super comfy.
Very colorful.
I like them.
This is our new rug. Kind of new. Stephanie ordered it. And Stella just can't stand. I'm not giving her attention right now. What are you doing? You have something to say? No. So that's a typical day here on the farm. We normally just walk around, check things out, make sure everything's doing good, play with the dogs a little bit, and get back to work. This afternoon we're having a pot roast for dinner, so Steph's inside preparing for that, and Amy's outside working on her van, and she actually alerted me that there's a small leak in the camper, which I already had kind of known that. It's kind of coming from the center area, so I'm gonna go take a look at that real quick, but that's about it for today. I think tomorrow morning, if the rain can hold off, I'm gonna get out there and try to finish up the back bathroom area. So if you're interested in seeing that, stay tuned tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow night I'll have that video up and that'll be finished, and then we can move on to other things in the camper, the off-grid camper. So yeah, that's about it for today. I'm gonna get out front, do some work, and have a beer or two or three, and I hope everybody has a good weekend. I'll see you tomorrow.